middle of February, I had a conversation which ultimately led to our acquisition of Agenity on March 15th. It was a whirlwind of a process, and I intended to host a leadership meeting for the combined team 2 weeks later. However, at the time, we were waking up to the impact of the coronavirus. Within days, most of the country was in a lockdown and travel was out of the question. That leadership meeting was intended to be our first real get-together as a group, and going without a face-to-face discussion, well, that just was not in the plan. But like a lot of you, face-to-face meetings immediately switched to Zoom, and here we are 3 months later. We've still not met in person, and that's unlikely to happen until the fall at the earliest. So I thought it might be interesting to share a few of our experiences with innovation in the age of Zoom. Now, truth be told, I've worked remotely for the past 20 years, and Zoom is only the latest collaboration tool. While remote meetings have been part of my world, well, so is business travel, logging nearly 2 million miles over that same time period. Now, travel is out and Zoom is primary, and here's what I've learned. First, video works. I make it a point to always be visible on a Zoom meeting. My team has followed suit, and I can tell you that everyone gets more out of a video conversation. Body language comes through. We laugh about what we're wearing and who is holding out on a haircut during the lockdown. When you're on a video call, you're naturally more engaged, rather than listening remotely while you're really trying to do something else. Second, experiment with collaboration tools. The move to remote work has been a call to experiment. Video works naturally for one-on-one and small group discussions, but for big group collaboration, particularly using freeform tools like a whiteboard, it's trickier. Fortunately, collaboration features are now quite common in applications. We're collaborating directly in Lucid Charts and using chat features within Zoom to supplement the conversation. And for disconnected discussions, Slack and Box are now many of the cores to our business process. Third, think about time zones. Agenity is spread across 9 time zones from California to Central Europe. Our colleagues pick a schedule that works for them and their collaborators. That means many of our European colleagues have their free time in the morning and work late into the evening. Parents schedule time around their childcare needs, and our West Coast team is often up and at their computer before dawn. It's tricky, but we try to work to respect our colleagues' workday. Fourth, embrace the family balance. We have colleagues with young families, and their kids don't always understand work time. We were on a call recently when a tufted hair appeared at the bottom of the screen, and then a 2-year-old crawled right into the lap of the speaker. Now, the speaker did not lose a beat, but when she was finished talking, we all took a moment to have a collective chuckle. That was not the first such encounter, and we're embracing these moments as a core part of our culture. Finally, leadership still matters. A friend of mine recently told me how proud they were for creating tools to tell if remote workers were actually active. My reaction was, if you have to track an individual's activity, well, you've already lost. Leadership is about people. An organization needs a compelling vision, which everyone can understand. And people who are led with trust, autonomy, and accountability, well, they always outperform their peers. So for us, it's about collaboration, not co-location, that really matters. I spent a year working with a Silicon Valley startup. They were paying dearly for their engineers, and if their engineers were married to another engineer, they could afford a house with an hour or so commute. That company, like many in the Valley, was firmly locked into the co-location vision. And it felt to me like that trumped everything else, including the quality of life which made the Valley so prosperous in the first place. Look, I love the innovation culture of Silicon Valley, and our headquarters is there for the unparalleled access to resources. But we've lost the plot if we push co-location at the expense of everything else. And the shutdown over the virus, well, it's making that clear that we don't have to make that trade-off. Now, I don't know how much the world will go back the way it was. I have my first business travel coming up in a week. But we're now 3 months since we acquired Agenity, and our team is performing remarkably. I have not heard one colleague talk about what they cannot do as a result of remote work. The team is well bonded, and that's partly the result of beaming into each other's homes on a daily basis. And for those of us who've been road warriors, the avoidance of travel has made us more productive overall. So I think it's time here to say, and I think that's for the better. So I say, Zoom on. Tell me about your experience. If you like what I have to say, follow me or Karen Corporation on LinkedIn. And if you want to learn more, sign up on the Karen Corp website for our upcoming webinar series.